On behalf of the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound, I'm excited to welcome you here tonight to the 2025 Legacy of Hope. It's amazing to see this packed room again. It's been a little while, right? It's been a while since we saw a packed room like this, but it is amazing to see all these smiling faces, all these beautiful smiling faces, some of which I recognize. I know a lot of you have been supporting us for years, and we appreciate that. Thank you and welcome back. I also know that for a few of you, it's your first year. Welcome. I can honestly tell you, you were in for a treat. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mike Lunstra, and no, I'm not emceeing this evening. If you can believe it, they actually made me board chair. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know about the clapping. Oh, see, those are other board members clapping. I know how this works. I think it had to do with hopes of keeping me away from a microphone. Maybe limiting the dad jokes, but I think we all see how that's working out this evening, right? Tonight we come together to celebrate our incredible kids and our generous community that supports them. Our youth are eager to step up and lead, but they need support now to help them realize their full potential and build the future we all know they're capable of. Tonight, we have a goal of raising $225,000 to continue providing programs, services that give our kids the tools they need to succeed. And I listened to these kids last night. I heard these speeches. Once you hear and see their amazing stories up here, I have no doubt we are going to smash right through that goal this evening. And with that, I am honored to introduce our lovely and talented MC for this evening. Definitely an upgrade, obviously, from years past, Christina Turner. Christina Turner, please join me on the stage.
Good evening, Tacoma. Come on. Good evening, Tacoma. Yes, welcome. It's such a pleasure to be here with you tonight. It feels like a family reunion, honestly, in the room. What a wonderful evening as we're here to celebrate the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound. I first want to thank each of you for joining us at this special event. As Mike mentioned, my name is Christina Turner. I'm honored to be your MC for this evening. But Legacy of Hope, it's not just a celebration of our incredible Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year, but also an opportunity for us to raise the crucial funds needed to support the programs and empower our youth and strengthen our community. So tonight, you'll hear directly from our amazing Youth of the Year candidates who embody qualities of leadership, service, academic excellence, living a healthy lifestyle, and a life and workforce readiness. These incredible kids are creating meaningful change. They are the future leaders we need so very much right now. And you'll see the real, lasting impact the clubs and your support have on the lives of our kids. Before we dive in, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the generous sponsors who have made tonight possible. Thank you so much to our presenting sponsor, Tacoma Stars, Tacoma Galaxy, and Lane and Lynn Smith. We also want to extend a big thank you to our legacy sponsor, Virginia Mason Franciscan Health, and we are so grateful to our pillar sponsors, Harborstone Credit Union, the Dimmer Family Foundation, Forelli's Pizza, and the Parietas Foundation. Finally, that deserves a round of applause. We appreciate these sponsors. Finally, we'd also like to say a special thank you to Comcast, Hotel Murano, Pinnacle Live, Lucidity Media, Diamond Parking, and Common Spirit Health Property Management. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors and partners. Let's give them one more round of applause. Now it's my honor to introduce the person who's leading the charge for our clubs and our kids, Carrie Holden, who's president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound. Please join me in welcoming Korde to the stage.
Thank you so much, Christina. Whew, we are back together again. Love that. Thank you all so much for joining us. Rapid change is all around us right now, yet one thing remains constant. Young people in our community, like those you'll meet tonight, are our next generation of leaders. For more than 80 years, Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound has provided programs young people can count on to help them prepare for the opportunities and challenges that lay ahead. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate our young leaders today and support the generations to come. It's truly an honor to share this evening with you. Each one of you plays a critical role in empowering our young people and shaping their future. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, your energy, and for your continued support. You help us create lasting change. Looking back over the past year, we've accomplished a lot together. With your help, we've been able to serve over 130,000 snacks and meals. It's a lot, yes. A lot of well-fed kids. Through collaborating with trusted partners and expanding capacity in our clubhouses, we've increased the number of youth we've served over the last year by 60%. Now, I know many of you come kind of year after year. For those of you keeping score, that's a 200% increase in the past 3 years. So that's definitely something to celebrate, and we can't do it without your help. Last year, we served over 8,000 young people across our footprint. It's a lot of kids, so thank you. You've heard me say it before, and it still holds true today. Boys and Girls Clubs are at our best when we're grounded in collaborations. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and express my gratitude for groups and individuals that we partner with. Would all of our elected leaders, past and present, any of our elected leaders, again, past or present, we want to recognize all of your service. Please go ahead and stand. Thank you. Next, any first responders in the room tonight. We've got amazing partnerships with so many of our departments that do such great work in the community. Thank you. You can say hello, wave your hand, stand up. Next group I'd like to recognize is any of our guests who work in or have dedicated their time to education. So anyone who works in the school system, public, private, anyone who's worked to support kids in their learning journey. Please stand. And finally, we've got an amazing group of nonprofit partners who are here tonight. So if you are serving with, work for, or on the board of a nonprofit in our community, if you could please stand or wave your arms just to say hello. Thank you. So grateful to each and every one of you. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our board, because we have one of the best boards around, and yes, I say that knowing that there are other executive directors and CEOs in the room who also have lovely boards. Ours is best. So if all of the current or former members of our Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound, Board of Trustees, or governors, please stand or wave so we can acknowledge you. Your leadership and expertise drive our success, and I am incredibly honored to work alongside each and every one of you. Thank you. Our programs engage youth in Pierce, Kitsap, and Mason counties, reaching kids from kindergarten through high school and beyond. In Boys and Girls Clubs programs, these kids are building relationships, making healthy decisions, and preparing for their futures. Most importantly, they're getting a chance to just be kids, to actually put phones down and spend time together having real conversations. So that's always a good thing. As part of our strategic plan, we're focused on ensuring our young people in programs are future ready with an emphasis on mental health, workforce development, and teen engagement. We're committed to being an evolving organization so that we continue to learn how best to serve the diverse needs of our community. We're excited about what lies ahead, And tonight is a celebration about all the amazing young people and their stories. It's a testament to the impact you have made, the lives you are helping to transform. Thank you for being here, for supporting them, and for making their dreams possible. Thank you so very, very much. Yes, round of applause. Yes. Now I'd like to welcome Carolyn Wyrick to the stage. She is going to introduce our 2025 Stan Naccarato Community Service Award recipient. Carolyn is president and CEO of Lindquist Dental Clinic for Children, a friend of Boys and Girls Clubs, and just an all-around amazing leader. She's a champion for children's dental health, and she is also a past recipient of the Stan Naccarato Community Service Award herself. Welcome, and thank you, Carolyn.
I'm tall here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my immense honor and privilege this evening to introduce someone that is not only a colleague to me, but as we've come to affectionately refer to each other, my brother from another mother, Mr. Lewis Cooper. Lewis and I have been friends for approximately 30 years. And you might say that I've basically become part of the fam. Whether or not he wanted that or not, I'm not exactly sure, but it's the way it is, Lewis, just say it. But I share this with you to emphasize my firsthand experience of his unwavering commitment to our community and the incredible impact that he makes in everything that he does. His dedication to our youth and community has literally spanned decades. This man is extraordinarily passionate about fostering the potential of young people. His selfless service and tireless dedication to equity and has created a long-lasting impact, making him truly deserving of this award. Throughout the decades of his community service, he has served on numerous organizational boards, including the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound, TAPCO Credit Union, the Black Collective, the United Way of Pierce County, the Metropolitan Development Council, and the American Leadership Forum for Tacoma-Pierce County. Each of these roles has been a testament to his unwavering dedication and commitment to making a difference. Among his remarkable contributions, he has spearheaded impactful initiatives such as literacy programs for youth and providing support for foster children. He has worked diligently at the Port of Tacoma, where his involvement in the Maritime 253 program has opened doors for youth to explore the maritime industry, a pathway that that can help shape their future. Moreover, his participation in the Citizens Police Advisory Committee highlights his commitment to building a more inclusive and equitable community, ensuring that everyone has a voice and a place that they can call home. His reputation as a mentor is well earned. He advocates for diversity and inclusion, inspiring countless individuals to rise up and make a change. In every project that he undertakes, his leadership resonates, igniting a spark of hope and inspiration throughout Tacoma. He exemplifies what it means to be a dedicated servant leader, having dedicated his life to empowering our youth and fostering a brighter future for all. Today, as we celebrate and honor him, we also celebrate the ideals he represents, the importance of community, the value of mentorship, and the essential work of lifting up those who will lead us in the future. It gives me great pleasure to announce that Lewis is receiving the Stan Naccarato Community Service Award this evening. This award was established by the clubs in 1992 and annually honors those who have shown exceptional leadership and unwavering dedication in fostering a bright future for youth in our community. And I can't think of anyone more deserving of this honor, please join me in welcoming a true champion of our community, my brother from another mother, Mr. Lewis Cooper.
Thank you so much. I also want to extend my thanks for all of you being here for the Legacy of Hope event for 2025. I want to first talk briefly, because I only got 3 minutes. And by the way, they had that picture up there. I wanted to know who that guy was they were showing on the thing. That wasn't me. That's about 9 years ago. But anyway, I want to thank you and talk about how important our mission is for inclusion and belonging in our Boys and Girls Club. Our staff is remarkable. They're doing a remarkable job, and our kids need everything that we're doing right now. One of the things that I've said to the staff, not only do we build leaders inside, but we have to give them skills for the real world outside, because without that, they won't survive. So I just want to share that with you, how much I appreciate the support of all of you as a board member and as the chair of the DEI committee. I appreciate you all being here. I wrote one statement down and then I'll move on. Diversity is not a threat. Diversity is not a threat. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's part of the American fabric. And you can't slice it, you can't dice it, and you can't make it disappear. I want to share with you how I got to this space, because I didn't get here by myself. I was born and raised in the city of Chicago on the west side in what they call the Lawndale District. They really call it K-Town because that's where the Egyptian cobras inhabited that area. And I grew up with 5 aunts and 5 uncles who migrated from Louisiana to Chicago via Mariana. They all suffered tragedy, trauma, and all kinds of things that I heard about growing up. Every Saturday, I had to go out and clean my father's raggedy 1959 Plymouth station wagon. It had push button drive. Now, first I have to excuse offer my apology. I have to wear these glasses due to the light because I have photosensitivity, so please forgive me. And I'm also trying to be cool. I would clean that car out, and we'd go to church with my uncles and aunts. We would use it to take clothes out of the cleaners that he worked at, which actually he ended up owning. And we'd also take chicken dinners to people who had no money to buy chicken dinners. That was what the church's mission was. So whenever I didn't wrestle, play football, or basketball, that's what I was doing on Saturdays. And with my cousins, Judy, Janet, Jamie, and Joyce, who just beat me up every day, they also taught me how to be a strong black man. My uncles taught me the things that I should do that they couldn't do when they were living in the South. Speak up. Don't look away. Look at someone in their eyes. Shake hands or hug them with humility, but strong. And don't accept no for an answer. And if you're scared or your fear, my Uncle Walt would say, let your fear drive you to the accomplishment. He didn't stop. But the person who I admired the most out of all my uncles, it was Uncle James, Uncle Walt, Uncle Frank, Uncle Robert, and Uncle Walt. And they all had a lesson to teach me, but my father was the man. When I got ready to sign my letter of intent to go play football for the University of Nebraska, and George Kelly and Cletus Fisher was sitting in our kitchen in our apartment, my father told him, he said, I don't care what my son does on the football field. He said, he better come back here with a degree. He said, because if he doesn't, I'm coming to Lincoln, Nebraska looking for both of y'all's asses. And I looked at my father and I said, oh my God. and my mother winked at me, and that's what my father was about. He didn't play. Very gentle man. Everybody called him Deacon Cooper, but that's who he was. So with those statements, those things that they gave me, I carry their spirits with me every day. And those spirits is what drive me to accomplish what they did as they modeled what it was to give, speak up, call it out, and I won't say the word, but as my Uncle Walt would say, call it. He said, when you see it happen, you need to call it out. And that's what I've tried to do. I want to thank you for allowing me to tell my story. It's brief, but that's my legacy. They're here with me tonight on my shoulder, all of my aunts and uncles and my cousins. And I know they are. But also with me are my children. My wife couldn't be here tonight because she's on her way back from Florida. But she needed a break. The reason being is this, I had a right knee surgery about 6 weeks ago, so you have to take care of your caretaker. But what's important for me is to continue to fight not only for the kids in the community, to do the right thing, but I have to tell you, I have 6 great-granddaughters. My future son-in-law is here. A granddaughter at Georgia Southern playing basketball who's very proud of. A granddaughter-in-law, 3 grandsons, and my son. Those are the people that I'm fighting for every day until I leave this earth and continue to do the things I do, and I'm going to continue to speak out for what's right. And like I said, diversity is not a threat. It's part of American threat. Thank you. Thank you so much. To my left is my, where did she go? To my left is my baby girl, Keisha. To my right is Laura. And to her right is my son, Xavier, who's much more famous than I am. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Lewis Cooper, for sharing your words. Congratulations again. Diversity is not a threat. We need to put that on a shirt. Thank you. We also want to express tonight our deep gratitude to our interview coaches and volunteers. Your time and dedication make such a difference in the lives of the young people we serve. So if you're here tonight and you've served as an interview coach or volunteer, please stand so we can recognize you. There we go. Thank you. And now to any Boys and Girls Club alumni in the room. Please stand so we can celebrate the lasting impact you've made and continue to make in our community. Any alumni from the clubs? I know there's lots out there. Stand on up. Excellent. And with that, we're going to move into our next segment. It is now an honor to introduce our next guest, someone who I consider a brother from another mother, like Carolyn said, Dr. John Gaines. Yes. Who will be announcing our 2025 Alumni Hall of Fame inductee. Dr. John Push Gaines is the CEO and founder of Push for Dreams, a nonprofit that empowers individuals to overcome challenges and reach their full potential. As a best-selling author, speaker, and mentorship advocate, he has inspired countless people to persevere and thrive, turning adversity into strength. That's right. Dr. Gaines himself is a former club kid as well. His leadership and dedication to uplifting others have made a lasting impact on communities across the nation. Please join me in welcoming Dr. John Gaines.
Good evening, family. I'm gonna try my best to stick to my talking points, and I'm gonna try my best to not cry. Each year at the Legacy of Hope, we proudly induct the new Boys and Girls Club alumni into our Hall of Fame. This year, we're privileged to induct someone that I consider Sister LT. We live in a world where it's not common to give people their flowers while they can still smell them, and so I'm honored to give you flowers while you can still smell them. Years ago, Rashi, her younger brother, who's a mentor of mine, and Courtney, who I went to elementary school with, her younger sister, when I decided to dedicate my life to community, they both said, you gotta meet with our sister. And I knew of her, but she was like this giant that just couldn't be touched. And they just said, you gotta meet with our sister. And I'll never forget the first time I sat down with her. I won't share the details of the conversation, but you said something to me that forever changed who I am. And as I talk about legacy and legacy of hope, you are a person that has instilled so much hope in me and into this community. And not the cute kind of hope, a hope that transcends darkness and gives people a hope where they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's no one more worthy of this award than you. And the last thing off script that I want to share, my daughter said, you better tell them. She said, first tell them I'm her niece. And she said, tell Auntie LT, congratulations. LT is a proud member of the Black Collective, a Hilltop baby like myself, Al Davies branch alum. We can give it up for Al Davies. She is a mentor of all people, youth and adults. She supports various programs across this community and nation. She's deeply committed to fostering a stronger, more vibrant Tacoma for future generations. Her commitment to service is evident. She volunteers. Sometimes I ask her, like, when do you sleep? She serves on the board of trustees for Tacoma Community College, where she was appointed by former Governor Jay Inslee. She's the board chair of Tacoma Urban League, shout out to Urban League. A proud member of Tacoma Community House. Look, we just gonna keep clapping because. And she also serves on the advisory board for Rainier Scholars. She's a senior fellow of American Leadership Forum Class 17. I don't know my numeral. Yeah, Roman. Yeah. Professionally, Latasha has dedicated over 20 years to public service, including congressional, state, and local government. She currently serves on the Tacoma-Pierce County Chamber of Commerce, the Northwest River Partners Board, and the advisory board of the Center for Urban Waters at the University of Washington. She centers on equity, diversity, and inclusion is not a threat, education, and economic growth. Tonight, we're fortunate to hear from Latasha. I think it was 2017, I spoke on this stage and I shared legacy is not what you leave for people, legacy is what you leave in people. So thank you, OT, for leaving and impacting people with your legacy and giving them hope. Let's give it up for her.
Thank you all. It's very kind, very kind. Very, very, very kind. I am so honored, and Dr. John Gaines, everybody, give it up for Dr. Gaines. I do plan on getting him back when he's inducted into the Hall of Fame, because that will happen. I'm more than confident it will, but I am just so honored to call you family, John, and just thank you so much for this. I was not going to cry, and then John made me cry, so it's on him. I want to start out by really, I'm going to call him Dr. Cooper. I know most people call him Mr. Cooper. I'm going to call him Dr. Cooper because he deserves that title. It is just such an honor to be honored on the same stage as you, Dr. Cooper, for all that you've done. It's just amazing, and I just want to point that out and let you know how honored I am. I am just so pleased to be here with so many of my family and friends, co-workers who have come from near and far to be here tonight. It is just such a great honor for us to be here and to be able to support this great organization. So I want to say thank you. I'm going to do my best to stick to the script. Probably not going to happen, but I'm going to try. So I want to tell you that when I heard I was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, I actually thought it was a mistake. And my sister was texting me about it because she had talked to Sunshine. By the way, just so you know, I was the same age that I am today when I found out that Sunshine's name is Sierra. I have known Sunshine. I have known her, I don't even know how long I've known her. That's how long I've known her. And I have never knew that her name was Sierra until I was this years old. But when I found out, my sister was texting me and saying she had talked to Sunshine and that, am I gonna come to the dinner? And I said, yeah, I'm gonna come to the dinner. And I thought she was telling me that she was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And so I was like, congratulations. And then she's like, what are you talking about? And then I saw Sunshine and she says, we're gonna induct you in the Hall of Fame. And I thought, wow, well, that is special. And very stunning, actually. And so just a huge thank you to the Boys and Girls Club for this honor. I am just so humbled by it. Just to know that you're getting up every single day and working on behalf of young people to ensure that they can meet their full potentials so they can become good humans in society is just incredible. And so I just want to thank you for all you do and for this great honor. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey with the Boys and Girls Club because it didn't start like my sister and my brother, right? They were both young, doing sports, meeting people at a very young age. That's not my story. I didn't come to the Boys and Girls Club. Al Davies, Hilltop, shout out. Just had to say that. Hilltop, that needs applause. Up in here. Al Davies, that needs applause. Yes. I'm very proud to be from the Hilltop of Tacoma. Very, very proud. And so I didn't come to the Boys and Girls Club until I was in middle school, actually. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of story about that. So I was not a cool kid. I wasn't. I wanted to be a cool kid. I had a lot of very cool friends because they kind of liked me. I was outgoing, but I was a fat little kid. I'm just telling it like it is. I was a fat little kid, and I always felt like I didn't fit in. And no matter the fact that I had cool kids that liked me, I still never felt like I fit in. But the cool kids used to walk to school. So I lived on 19th and L, Hilltop, shout out again. And I went to Jason Lee Middle School, which is now Hilltop Heritage. Hilltop again, shout out to Hilltop. And if you know the distance between 19th and L and 6th and Sprague, right, to be 12, 13 years old, getting up early in the morning and walking that far, but that's what the cool kids did, so that's what I did. And so we would walk home. And when we would walk home, we would walk up 17th Street where Al Davies is. And so one of the cool kids said, I'm gonna start going to Al Davies more often because they're gonna have a step team. Now I thought about breaking out a step on y'all, because you probably didn't know they used to have a step team at Al Davies, but I did not do that. Because the truth was, I was like, oh, the cool kids are joining the step team. I'm gonna join the step team. I'm in African drum and dance at Hilltop Heritage, which used to be Jason Lee. I'm in African drum and dance, I can join the step team, right? So, wrong. It wasn't the best idea, so I joined the step team, and I was not very good. I was not very good. I feel like I have some rhythm. I can dance, but I could not step. It was not my thing. And, but you know what? When I was first learning the step, there were two cool kids. I still remember them, who they are today, and if I see them, I always talk to them and thank them for how well they treated me. They pulled me aside and they said, we're gonna teach you, you can do this. And I will never forget those words. We will teach you, you can do this. And I did. They taught me, and I did the step. And it was great. But the reason I tell that story is because I wanted to belong. And the club created the space where I learned to belong. It was okay that I wasn't perfect and I couldn't dance all that great and do the step. It was okay. And some young people who were learning to be leaders, who were learning to be compassionate because they were going to the club, pulled me aside and said, we're gonna teach you, you can do this. And that meant the world to me, and it sticks with me today. So think about that. Somewhere that children feel like they belong. Because you know what? Belonging is a good thing. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is a good thing. because you're building strong humans with good character who are going to run this world, who are already running this world. And you know what, us adults, we're not doing a great job right now. I'm going to just be honest with you. If you look around the country, we may not be doing the best job. But when you hear these youth tonight, you're going to know we are in good hands. They are incredible. I haven't even heard them yet. I don't even need to hear them yet because I've been here to this event before. And I know that I'm glad they gave me this award before they all spoke, just so you know, because they are amazing people. And so I just want to say that we have a lot going on in life. And I do not get up every single morning and think about what I'm going to do for youth. I don't. Because you know what? I'm getting up every morning thinking about low-income people and how we're going to keep their lights on, how their water is going to keep running. I'm thinking about people who need services so that they can have food on their tables. There's a lot I'm thinking about. Maybe you're thinking about your family. Maybe you're thinking about climate change, what you're going to do about climate change. Maybe you're thinking about people who are experiencing homelessness. You get up every day thinking about something. It may or may not be youth. But you know what the people at the Boys and Girls Club do? They get up every day thinking about our youth and how they're going to make it better for the youth, how they're going to make this world a better place. And so when I thought about this award and why I would possibly get this award and be inducted into the Hall of Fame with so many greats, right? I thought about what does it mean to be inducted into the Hall of Fame? It means that maybe for sports or for music is what you usually think about, right? It's at the end of someone's career. Usually, sometimes the person's already dead. Neither of those things are true for me, right? I'm still here. I'm not even close to retirement, but I'm being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And the only thing I could think about is the reason for that is because it's a challenge. Yes, it's a great honor, but it's also a great challenge. It means that I am expected to continue to do great work on behalf of our youth. I am expected to continue to do great work on behalf of this community. I told you I was never going to read my speech. On behalf of this community, I'm expected to do that. And so I'm going to take the challenge, and I'm going to keep doing that. And now I'm going to challenge all of you to join me. We can all be in the Hall of Fame together. It's fine. I'm sure Carrie won't mind. It's fine. We'll all be in the Hall of Fame together. Honestly, please step up and keep doing good things on behalf of this community. It takes all of us, not just one of us. And we can start tonight. I'm going to ask you, when you came in the door, you were probably already thinking they're going to ask for money. Somebody will make that ask tonight. I'm going to ask right now. They'll ask again. But they're going to ask for money. And they're not asking for money for themselves. They're asking for money for the great children and the great youth that you are going to see tonight. And you're going to be compelled to give. So you might have been thinking you were going to give $100. I'm going to challenge you to give $110. You might have been able to give $500. I'm going to challenge you to give $550. In fact, I'm going to challenge you to think about what you can do monthly. Can you give $50 a month? Because if you can, that's $600 a year. So if you can't write that $600 check tonight, start giving monthly to the Boys and Girls Club. Because they're going to put that money to good use for youth, ensuring that our future continues to be bright. And we need them now. And so in order to have them now, they need people to support them. And so this is such a great honor for me. I'm among greats like Marilyn Strickland. She's the only other woman I saw out there, by the way, so we're going to get that corrected. But she's the only other woman I saw out there, and I'm so proud to even be in the same category with our great Congresswoman. And even more proud that I can say I'm a Hilltop kid that went to Davies that is now inducted into the Hall of Fame to continue to support the youth of this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, LT. That's one of my fearless leaders in my other role at TPU, so it's a thrill to see her be honored and celebrated here tonight. Congratulations, LT. Now it's my great privilege to introduce our incredible 2024 Youth of the Year, Rhea Richardson. Yay, round of applause for Rhea. She's here to share an update on her journey since receiving the Youth of the Year award last year. Her growth, both as a young leader and as an individual, has truly been nothing short of remarkable. Please join me in welcoming Ria as she reflects on how the past year has shaped her and what's next on her exciting path. Come on up, Ria.
Dear Diary, as I reflect on last year, I am profoundly grateful for all of the blessings and memories. And I am proud to have served as the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound 2024 Youth of the Year. In the spring, I was able to compete in the Washington State Youth of the Year competition. During my time in Olympia, I was able to connect with fellow Youth of the Years, some of whom I still stay connected with today. I was honored to meet and talk with the former governor of Washington State, Jay Inslee, and the 17th Lieutenant Governor, Denny Heck. Along with speech rehearsals and interview prep, I was able to form a special bond with my peers as we toured the city of Seattle at night, one of my favorite highlights from this experience. With the help of my astounding mentor, Ms. Shaya, and the Pixar team, I was able to be a part of Riley's Crew, a group of teen girls who helped influence the Academy Award-nominated film Inside Out 2. I had the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to walk the purple carpet in Los Angeles. I connected with other Riley crew members and met the Pixar filmmaking crew. Now, watching the film at the premiere was a tear-inducing experience, and I was proud that Riley's crew was able to provide true, realistic, and creative feedback, which helped shape the film to become more relatable for teen girls across the world. In the summer, I was able to engage with youth across all ages and cultures, including the amazing opportunity to support summer programming at the Asia Pacific Cultural Center. From water balloon fights to arts and crafts, there was never a dull moment. Additionally, I was able to create programming for youth leaders in collaboration with SOP Projects and the National Summer Learning Association. It was amazing seeing youth collaborate on problems they were passionate about and propose potential solutions and resources, all while continuing to learn their value and power as leaders in their community. Last fall, I began classes at Tacoma Community College through the Running Start program, where I am currently pursuing an associate's degree in political science. And I am proud to say that in the first quarter at TCC, I made the Dean's List. And now, as I approach the end of my second quarter, I am proud of my resilience and appreciative of my family and my friends who have shown me grace and given me joy. And guess what? Now I am currently serving as the Running Start peer advocate. I am so thankful for the interview practice I gained from Youth of the Year because it prepared me to enter the workforce in a professional and confident manner. In the winter, I was proud to be a part of the process that designed the new Instagram account, Hope with Teens, a project myself and the marketing team created to allow a platform for youth to authentically share their club stories and current events. Furthermore, I am officially the youngest member of the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound Board, where I am currently serving as the Youth Advisory Board member. In all seasons, I was able to serve youth locally and nationally. I was also able to share my story at events and on the media. In fact, at club one day recently, Ms. Bridget and I were talking, and she asked, "Ria, are you Googleable?" I'll let you discover that for yourselves. However, most importantly, I was able to reflect on the past and brainstorm ideas for the future. And I'm thankful that the Boys and Girls Club was able to provide me with many of these opportunities. Recently, I have been able to provide mentorship for Junior Youth of the Years as they work on a project that truly captures precious memories throughout this process. I have also been able to offer support to the 2025 Youth of the Years and get the opportunity to listen in on their unique stories that reflect who they are and how Club has impacted them. They are all amazing. Over the past few weeks, as I have attended Club, I have been filled with gratitude. The big smiles and uncontrollable laughter I witnessed, not only from staff, but from youth. And the excellent work that our Eastside Keystone team has done. Eastside! And I admire the balance between play and focus time. It truly is impeccable. The feeling of being loved and the action of giving love remains strong, not only at the Eastside Club, but across South Puget Sound. And so with that, I look forward to sharing all my aspirations and final moments as a club kid on the same stage next year. I thank everyone for the love they have shown me, and I hope to continue cultivating a legacy of love. Yours truly, Ria, the 2024 Youth of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, Ria. We are so dang proud of you and all that you're doing. Thank you for those updates. Now I'd like to take a moment to introduce the distinguished individuals who have taken on the important role of selecting our Youth of the Year. These judges are not just experts in their field, but they're also passionate community leaders dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of others. Our judges come from diverse backgrounds and work across various sectors, but what unites them is their commitment to empowering young people and giving back to our community. Each one of them is a role model, using their expertise and leadership to inspire, uplift, and create change. Let's take a moment to recognize them for their hard work, dedication, and for being champions of the next generation of leaders. All right, before we dive into tonight's Youth of the Year candidate speeches, which I know you're all excited for, we are excited to present a special opportunity for all of you, our amazing audience, to be part of this evening's recognition. We believe that everyone's voice is powerful, and that's why we're introducing the My Voice Award. This award celebrates the speaker who truly resonates with you, whose messages inspire, empowers, and moves us all. It's not just about the content of the speech, but the passion, the authenticity, the strength in which they share their story. So here's how you can get involved. After hearing our Youth of the Year candidates speak, you'll have the chance to vote for the speaker who you feel delivered the most impactful message. The recipient of the My Voice Award will be chosen by you, the audience. So to cast your vote, simply scan the QR code on the screens that will pop up and select the candidate you believe deserves the My Voice Award. After the speeches, we'll announce the winner, so be sure to pay attention to the candidates and the powerful words they're about to share. This is your chance, again, to recognize a young leader who's using their voice to inspire positive change in our community. Okay, now before we hear from our incredible Youth of the Year candidates tonight, we want to take a moment to introduce them to you through a special video. So without further ado, let's watch and celebrate the incredible young leaders of today and tomorrow.
Mason is one of the club kids that keeps me on my toes. I love his heart. He has such a passion. He's a leader in his own club. He does a lot with these kids, and I've watched him grow up. Like, this ain't no youth of the year that I've known just for, a little time. Nah, I love him for who he is.
One of my biggest values is giving back to your community. Coming from like a background of not having as much resources, we got a lot of help from our community. So I've always wanted to like give back to that community. It's very rewarding being able to like the skills and tools and like just being able to express yourself at the club in whatever ways.
I really got to know Aliana last year. She is a lifelong club member. She bleeds blue. It's commitment, it's dedication, it's a passion for the club, and she has such a heart for Lakewood, and she wants to become a teacher in her community and give back in a beautiful way.
I think the club has taught me wisdom, but not like the kind that you would learn in school, but more like the kind that teaches you to become one with your community. It's really just helped me build a really heavy sense of character and how I choose to like take things in life.
You know, Talelia is like an OG of Bremerton. She's a lifelong member, definitely. And she has a natural charm and charisma that not only impacts our staff, but our kids. And she comes in and she brings in these ideas of how the club was when she was a kid and really, really works to ensure that the club is a safe and engaging environment, not just for herself and not just for her friends, but for everybody.
I have a vision to bring that nostalgia back and not ask for kids' opinions on what clubs they would want. There's a lot of clubs, there's so many. But they were all fun. That's what kind of like my mission. I kind of want to have that feeling back, of feeling young, getting to be yourself.
Korde was one of the first youths I met when I first started working for Boys and Girls Club over 8 years ago. She is a leader. She leads inside the club, she leads outside the club, and watching her grow to see, the levels and stuff that she's accomplished just now is just amazing.
I've known Mackenzie since I was a little girl. It wasn't really hard with entrusting her within the program. It's never like a dull time at all. It's still fun, even if I'm interacting with 5-year-olds. You never know what you're gonna walk into, but it's always something that's enjoyable.
Now we will hear from our incredible Youth of the Year candidates, each of whom has shown remarkable leadership, dedication, and passion. Rhea and I will introduce them, and we'll invite each candidate on stage to share their story with you. So I'm going to turn it over to Rhea for our first candidate.
First up, we have Aliana Riviere from the Lakewood branch, who attends Clover Park High School. Let's hear it for Aliana. Hello, my name is Aliana Riviere. I'm a senior at Clover Park High School, and I am honored to represent the Lakewood branch as this year's Youth of the Year. This milestone also marks a bittersweet moment for me as I prepare to conclude my 13th and final year as a club kid. It feels like yesterday I walked through the club doors, scanning in my membership card, and being welcomed with open arms by staff and peers. That moment was special. It wasn't just about becoming a member like my older siblings. It was about joining a community that would shape me in ways I never imagined. Over the years, the club has taught me countless of valuable skills, from building relationships to physical development. More than that, the club has become a guiding light, helping me navigate in a world that constantly evolves while remaining familiar. Like most club kids, I could not wait to be chosen for the gym. I was a bit glued to the gym and was an incredibly competitive kid who did not like to lose, so when Mr. Nick chose me and a few of my friends, I was overjoyed without fail. As I grew older, so did my involvement in the club. I used to think that being a teen in the teen center meant that you were free to do whatever, like going on your phone or being in the gym for free time. But once I was in there, I realized that being in the teen center wasn't just about being on your phone or in the gym. It was about the community you get to help build for your club and yourself. There's a quote from Maya Angelou I like to use. It says, The desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise. I ask, what is it that you desire to reach? At the Boys and Girls Club, our members get to reach for their goals and dreams every day with encouragement from staff. It is because of that encouragement that my goal is to continue supporting my community by becoming a PE teacher. I want to educate youth on the knowledge of what it means to live a healthy lifestyle, and I'm not just talking about what you put in your bodies. I'm talking about the ramifications that can become of our youth from not being self-sufficient. Excuse me. As a student in my final year of high school, I've come to realize that we youth are not getting taught all the different troubles that come from facing mental health as teens. We as a generation ignore mental challenges for so long that when we come to face them, we do not know the necessities or outlets we need to overcome them. The impact of the club has made me who I am today. As I move forward in life, I've made it my goal to uplift and grow not only my community, but all the communities I face in the future. The club is catered to my self-satisfaction as I carry my own torch in my actions within my community. The club is my home, my family. The memories and opportunities I have gotten at the club are not something that can be forgotten in a few years. I am forever grateful for the people I have met on my club journey. I am Aliana Riviere, the 2025 Lakewood Branch Youth of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aliana. Next, we will have Korde Lamar-James from the Davies branch. Yeah. And Korde is a student at Wright, so please join me in welcoming Korde. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Korde Lamar-James, and I'm a senior at Wright Schools, and I am honored to represent the Davies branch today. Today, I want to share my journey and why I aspire to be Youth of the Year. I've been at Davies since I was 6 years old. It's been a place where I've been able to build memories and find a second home. When I first walked through those blue doors as a little girl, I had no idea how much the club would shape me into the person that I am today. My journey here wasn't just mine alone. My older brother, who always led the way, and my two younger brothers, who weren't too far behind, were with me every step of the way. My father, who attended the club and also watched as the club we now call home was built, his connection to the place was just more than just a physical one. It was a part of my family's journey. My connection to the club wasn't just about the place or the foundation. It was about the foundation it provided, a foundation that my brothers and I could build upon. As I grew older, I came to understand the true value of the club, not just as a place, but as a community that nurtured my growth. The staff, the faith, the encouragement, and the programs, I was deeply surrounded by people who saw me not just for who I was, but for who I wanted to be. The club taught me that my background does not define my future, and that no matter who says anything or think about me, I have the power to carve my own path. One of the strongest and most meaningful connections I made at the club was with Miss Lori, the cook. She saw my interest in food, and whether that was setting up for dinner or asking for snickets at snack, she noticed my interest and allowed me to start preparing snacks for the members. I felt an immense pride when contributing in this way, knowing I was helping provide something for each kid who came in the club each day. I continued to volunteer and see the impact of my own efforts, and I began to realize how important that would be along the way when facing my own personal struggles. As I've grown into a young adult, I faced challenges, ones that tested my confidence and my sense of belonging, like when adapting to a new environment at Wright, a private school where I often felt like an outsider. Few people shared my experiences, and some looked at me differently because of where I was from. But in those moments of doubts, when I questioned whether I truly belonged, I reminded myself of everything I've learned at the club. For the past 10 years, the club has been my safe place. It's where I learned resilience, leadership, and the power of community. It's where I gained confidence to stand in any room, no matter who was in it, and even though I'm 5 foot tall. But the club didn't just give me a place to go, but it gave me a foundation to become the person I am today. This is an opportunity to continue proving that barriers don't define me. It's a stepping stone toward my future, one that I will walk across with the same determination and perseverance I've gained at the club. I want to break this cycle of limitations, not just for myself, but for people who are told that they can't, that they won't. I want them to know that they can and they will. As my journey as a club member comes to a close and I start my new journey of giving kids opportunities, I will carry the spirit of the Hilltop community knowing that it's not on me, it's in me. Hi, my name is Korde Lamar-James, and I'm representing the Davies branch of the Boys and Girls Club at Puget Sound, and this is why I desire to be the Youth of the Year 2025. Thank you.
That was amazing. And our next candidate is Mason Sullivan from the Henry T. Schatz branch. Mason is currently a student at Franklin Pierce High School, and we're excited to hear from him. Please welcome Mason.
Hello, I'm Mason Sullivan, and I'm the 2025 Henry T. Schatz Youth of the Year. When I was only 3 years old, my parents made the hard decision to leave the only place we called home. We drove from Maine to Washington in support of my aunt's family who was in the military. This was also my parents' chance of breaking generational trauma and substance use. My mom was a first-gen college graduate working on her master's, while my dad was a cook who struggled with his addiction. Therefore, when I was young, my family struggled financially, and when you've experienced the weight of struggle firsthand, the opportunity to make a difference becomes not just a choice, but a responsibility. Volunteering is a value I hold close to heart. With my family's background, I feel it's very important to volunteer in the communities that once helped me. My parents gave so much to me, and that's what's pushed me to give back to others, and the club is a beautiful place to do so. My club journey started out by being the son of a Boys and Girls Club staff. I grew up following my mom around to whatever South Puget Sound club she was going to for the day, whether it was across the bridge at Bremerton or on this side at Davies or Schatz. That is until I settled down at the Lakewood Club with my soon-to-be Washington grandma. For those of you that know Miss D, you know she's the most welcoming, caring, and has the sweetest soul. If you know her, it also comes as no surprise that she quickly wrote me into everything she did, including the show-stopping play she directed. My first play was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I was supposed to be an extra with no lines, but Ms. D had other plans. She switched me to a lead role, and she wouldn't budge. I then went on to be lead roles in the next 3 plays she directed. Throughout these years, I really learned how much I love volunteering and helping others. I started out by helping other cast members with their lines, and it turned into helping Ms. D with whatever she needed. Even when I became a teen and could be in the one and only teen center, which everyone wants to be in, I was still in the art room helping Ms. D. Then COVID hit, and just like the rest of the world, everything at club changed. After Ms. D retired and virtual club was over, I found myself looking for a change. Reflecting back on the memories of being a kid, being blinded by the chalk during the color run, and playing pool in the games room at Schatz made me want to volunteer there. After completing the work-based learning training, I now volunteer with Miss Sandy in the kitchen and mentor the young members while playing cahoots in the bot lab or mentoring in the gym. From Maine to Washington, Lakewood to Schatz, my mentors and family have helped shape me into the leader and volunteer I am today. I will carry these attributes with me as I work on becoming a veterinarian at UC Davis and volunteer at a local Boys and Girls Club as the 2025 Henry T. Schatz Youth of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mason. Finally, tonight we have Talelia Sweet from the Bremerton branch. Talelia is a student at Bremerton High School. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Hey everyone, my name is Talelia Sweet, and I am the 2025 Bremerton Branch Youth of the Year. Excuse me. As some of you may know, I've been going to club for around a decade. Isn't that pretty crazy? Yeah. Woo! To put you in perspective, I am a senior. That's a pretty long time. Anyways, It originated when me and my brother were signed up by my mom because she was working long nursing shifts, while my dad had to work multiple jobs to support our household. And ever since then, it was all history. I was lucky enough to be able to participate in opportunities, one of which was Yellowstone. Because of that trip, I was able to fly for the first time, explore a new environment, and meet new people, and one of which was Aliana. Hi! I got to make lots of friends and even earn a Junior Ranger badge. And like the wolf documentary I watched, I was able to fit in with a new pack. Another opportunity I got to participate in was the TPU drawing contest. Any TPU? Woo! But because of the drawing contest, my design ended up on a t-shirt for the fundraiser, and I got to earn my branch $15,000 and an ice cream party. Pretty cool, right? Because of these events, they all proved to me that I could be a leader. I'm social, creative, and an explorer. It's important to adapt to new things, have a creative mind, and be able to make connections with others. Recently, winter was pretty tough. I lost a relative of mine, and it was numbing for me. It affected me in a bad way. I was used to going to family funerals, but his was very different. We knew him very well, but not enough to save him. It took a toll on my mental health. I started being forgetful, thinking bad about myself, and even starting to have bad grades. Sorry. I even felt like my presence was bothering people, and sometimes even thought that life would be better for other people if I weren't in it. But because of my mentor, Miss Allison, and because of Miss Kylie, my friends, my best friends, family, boyfriend, staff, and members of club, they gave me the comfort that I needed. They gave me hugs when I needed it and the understanding that I needed, or even space, which I really appreciate. It was like a heavy weight was lifted off my shoulders, that the rain cloud disappeared, and I finally felt free. When I grow up, I want to be a nurse like my mom, or at least be in the medical field like her. Since 3rd grade, helping people gave me a warm feeling, a feeling that I impacted somebody's life for the better. Luckily, Club is now supporting volunteering, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to plan to volunteer as a therapist to help and support others. The last thing I ask is please provide affordable or free therapy at clubs, and bring back Yellowstone, pretty please. My name is Talelia Sweet, and I am the Bremerton Branch's Youth of the Year. Thank you.
Wow. Each one of these candidates is truly exceptional, and we are so very proud of their accomplishments. Let's give them another big round of applause. It is now my pleasure to introduce a very special guest, Chrisney Pudo. Chrisney is here to share her personal journey and how the clubs helped shape her into the person she is today. Chrisney's story exemplifies the powerful impact of the Boys and Girls Clubs that can have on a young person's life. Her story is also a reminder of the incredible difference we can make when we come together to support these young leaders. Please join me in welcoming Chrisney Pudo. Come on up, Chrisney.
Hi guys, hi everybody.
I'm so excited to be here and hear all the wonderful stories. Miss LT, I don't know you personally. I hope it's okay that I call you that. You went down my row, because I'm the one doing the ask. But I appreciate it, because it's needed for these kids. I'm just truly honored to be here tonight to share a little bit about my journey with the Boys and Girls Clubs and the profound impact that it has had on my life, and honestly continues to have on my life. Life rarely follows a straight path. It twists and turns, throwing obstacles in our way, testing our limits, and sometimes making us question whether we're strong enough to keep going. But in those very moments of struggle, we often discover how strong we really are. I first stepped into the Boys and Girls Club the summer I turned 14, so also not a small kid. My church youth group took me on a trip to the South End Boys and Girls Club, and honestly, I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, I'd heard about the Boys and Girls Club, but at 14, I thought I was way too mature for the Boys and Girls Club. Like, and I don't know if you guys remember what it's like being at 14, but we often think we're too cool for most things at that age. But given the alternative, which was spending long summer days at home with an abusive step-parent who was actively battling substance abuse, I thought, let's try it out. I'll be all in. It's better than staying at home. What I didn't realize was the Boys and Girls Club wouldn't just be an escape. It would be my safe haven and so much more. I still remember the first day, and my heart still fills with like that pride and the wonder of just seeing the Boys and Girls Club. There's a term we call organized chaos. And if you have not been to tour a Boys and Girls Club, I implore you to do so you can see the work firsthand and you can feel the joy and the environment that is created for students who need it so much. I mean, the sights, the sound, the energy. It was absolutely electric in that building. Shout out to South End, I miss it. There's nothing like it. There was music, dancing, foosball, pool, staff leading art activities, staff leading computer activities. Fun was literally everywhere. And let's not even I'm not even hitting the gym. Aliana knows, the gym's lit. We say kids vote for their feet, and you see how she was wanting to be, gym's lit, okay? But there I am. And before I can even take everything in, this little boy, cute, must have been about 6 years old because he had little scraggly teeth, just ran up and grabbed my hand with the most confidence and demanded, "Who are you? What's your name?" I was like, "Christine." But in that moment, I was welcomed. I had found a place where I could just be, a place where I felt safe. The staff made it feel like home. I found my first consistent, present, and nurturing male role model in Jeff Mullins. He saw something in me that I had not yet seen in myself, a leader. He encouraged me to join the junior staff program, where I discovered a love for giving back to my community, and the newfound confidence led me to, apply for ASB at my school. It translated even outside of the Boys and Girls Club. Something that I would have never imagined doing before, like who's gonna like me, who knows me, like what? And guess what? I won. Girls representative, me. That just kind of sparked my confidence from there. The drive to serve was even stronger. I then applied to be a student school board member for the Tacoma Public School District, and I got the position. All right. I appreciate your applause, but I want you to really kind of focus on the impact of the Boys and Girls Club. This happened by the time I was 16 years old. I started going when I was 14. That, in only 2 years at the Boys and Girls Club, how it completely transformed my confidence in the things that I wanted to do. Before the club, I thought I was completely unremarkable. My defense mechanism was to shrink, to make myself invisible. I would go home and do everything in my power to stay unseen. Because being seen meant being at risk. But at the club, the adults weren't just present, they were invested. They noticed when I walked through the door. They noticed when I wasn't there, and for the first time, I felt valued. Miss Lori and the same Miss Lori that Korde mentioned. I wanted you to know that. I'm 33. I'm 33, the same Miss Lori that Korde mentioned. The impact is lasting, you guys. It doesn't just stop. We're talking about generations of impact, okay? She was one of those people for me who made me feel valued. I used to sit near her window while she cooked, and despite how busy she was, feeding so many kids with love, she always made time for deep and meaningful conversations with me. I'll never forget her telling me, "You are smart. You're a powerhouse. You are beautiful." Those words stuck. She made me believe I had something special to offer, even on days when I doubted myself. And let me tell you, Miss Lori was not going to allow too much of that in her presence. Not too much of doubting yourself, not too much negative self-talk. I remember the moment I was nominated for the Youth of the Year program. I was so nervous, but I gave it my everything I had, because here's the thing. When you consistently speak positivity into a child, remove barriers, and provide opportunities for success, you don't just help them survive, you give them the tools that they need to thrive, and that is the lasting impact we are talking about here. This is the lasting impact you are witnessing here. People like Jeff, Judy, Joy, and Lori, they did that for me. Their unwavering support helped me step into my own power. I became a leader. You keep telling a kid you're something, they're going to be the best at it that they can be. I became determined to represent my club, my family, my community. Judy Jones, my branch manager, helped me prepare for my interviews, making sure I was ready for any challenge. And when I won, I felt it was like a dream. My mentor, my friends, everyone cheered for me. Me, the girl who thought she was so unremarkable. For the first time, I saw myself as valuable, as capable. I was motivated and determined to make a difference. That drive led me to internships, offering speech trainings to other students, learning how to share my story in ways that I never imagined. Through that, I found my passion, working with kids, giving back, helping others find their voices, just as I had found mine. And I want to stop here and say that today I work for the Bethel School District as an equity specialist, and yes, there's nothing wrong with DEI. It does not hurt. That's what I do every day. Wake up to remove barriers for everyone. And that heart started at the Boys and Girls Club. When I got to college, I worked as a Boys and Girls Club work study student, helping in the teen room, and it felt like everything had come full circle. Because I had once been that teen in the club, searching for a place to belong. When I look back at my journey, I feel nothing but gratitude. The Boys and Girls Club gave me a safe space to grow, mentors to guide me, and a community to uplift me. And I know I'm not alone. There are so many kids out there searching for their own safe space, their own mentors, their own community. Because of the foundation I built at the club, I have gone on to finish my degree, graduate, buy a home, all things I thought were impossible for me. So, thank you. Thank you for your time, and thank you for supporting the Boys and Girls Clubs. Your support is changing lives, helping kids grow into resilient, confident, and capable adults. Together, we are creating a future filled with opportunity, empowerment, and hope. And that, above all, is something to believe in. So thank you for your time.
Wow, right? Thank you, Christy, for that heartfelt message. Can we give her one more round of applause, please? Doggone it, I stopped emceeing this so I didn't have to follow these kids up here, and here I am. We reached the moment, the part of the evening, the moment where we can all make a difference. Our kids need us, guys, gals, they need us right now, you heard them. This is our chance to come together. It's our chance to dig deep, to make an investment in their futures. It's more than a donation. It's a commitment to the success of the next generation of leaders, innovators, change makers, and lucky for us, we made it incredibly easy. On the screen up here, you'll see a QR code. Simply pull out your phone, scan the code. I don't think we can make it any easier, could we? I mean, this is easier than finding your car keys. Unless they're in my wife's purse. And then if that's the case, good luck with that. I thought I would buy you a little time with a dad joke or two. Is that all right? No? No? I'm going to do it anyway. Why do melons have weddings? They can't elope. They can't? No? No? No. Keep writing those checks. I'll try one more. They got to get better. Thank you. Why do ducks have tails? Cover their butt quacks. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. You're groaning, but I know half of you are going to go home tonight and tuck your kids in and tell them that joke. So, honestly, though, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for your generosity, your commitment, and for believing in the potential of every young person here tonight. Together, we can make a real difference. Please watch this video.
Kids are really our future, and we have to invest in them in order to get any positivity out of it. It can look like showing up for events. It could look like donating money to a club in the community you're passionate about.
If you're going to invest in something, you have to believe in it, right? You can't help but want to give back, want to serve, want to donate.
It's just getting involved, whether you're volunteering in one of our programs, you are providing resources to our kids, even donating funds. Those funds can help us give optimal programming to our members.
I would honestly say if it's time and money. Donating to the Boys and Girls Club is an important thing because we are able to still create these things for these kids. We are able to still create these wonderful journeys and get kids like this to represent, you know what I'm saying, our youth. Youth of the Year is really putting your money where your mouth is. And this is what's so important. You get to see what your money is, doing to create these experiences.
Thank you all for your incredible generosity and for meeting the moment in support of our mission. Your contributions are helping us empower the next generation of leaders. Now, it is my honor to present the My Voice Award. This award is given to the speaker whose message resonates deeply with us, inspiring, empowering, and moving us all. So can I get a drum roll, please? Please join me in recognizing this year's My Voice Award winner, Aliana. Congratulations, Aliana. And now, for the presentation of our 2025 Youth of the Year Award, I would like to welcome back to the stage Boys and Girls Club President and CEO, Carrie Holden, and Board Chair, Mike Lunstra.
Dude, how fun is this? I didn't get to do this as the MC, so this is an upgrade for me. It's truly the moment we've all been waiting for, the announcement of the 2025 Youth of the Year for the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound. Each of our Youth of the Year finalists will receive scholarships to help them pursue their dreams and continue their education. Tonight, we are proud to award a total of $28,000 in scholarships for these finalists. Just kind of fun to say. The 2025 Youth of the Year winner will receive a scholarship of $10,000, which will go a long way in helping them reach their educational goals. So I got the envelope. It's still sealed, as you can tell here. Drum roll. That's it? We're not done? Little drum roll? Okay. Mason Sullivan. Mason Sullivan, come up here. Yeah. Hey. Okay, hey, no, you guys take that moment. Hey, we want to thank all the finalists tonight. He was not alone in this journey, but we would like to hear a few words. Mason?
I want to thank everybody here for supporting us, youth. I want to thank the judges. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my mentors, Mr. Ben, and everybody else at club. And like Miss Christine just said, this feels like a dream. Thank you all.
What an incredible evening. Do you agree? This has been an amazing event, celebration. Thank you all for being a part of this truly inspiring experience. Tonight, we've witnessed the incredible power of young people who are meeting the moment with resilience, leadership, and hope. They are proof that when we invest in our kids, they are empowered to rise up and make a difference. I want to offer another heartfelt thank you to our sponsors, coaches, judges, volunteers, board, and staff of the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound. Yes, round of applause for all those. And to everyone in this room tonight, your presence and commitment to the mission of the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound means the world. Your generosity is helping us meet the moment and create brighter futures for those incredible young leaders. Together, we are building a stronger, more hopeful future for all of them. We thank you again. We look forward to continuing this journey with you. Have a wonderful evening and please get home safely. Thank you and good night.